What are your career options after an MBA? If you are an MBA candidate or if you are considering getting an MBA, what I'm going to talk about in this video is the popular career choices that people take when they graduate and get their MBA. Now, personally, I've gone to an MBA school and I've graduated an MBA school and I got into a top technology company where I've been promoted multiple times. I'm now a director, and I'll talk about that career option at the end of the video. This is Ivan Lessa with MBAthink.com. Let's dive right into it. Now, before I forget, if you stick around until the end of the video, I'll share a short guide with you that will help you accelerate the process of getting interviews and getting that dream offer that you want to get after getting your MBA. All you have to do is just stick around until the end, and I'll share how to download the short guide for free. Cool. So for today's video, let's just dive right into it. The first two popular choices among MBA candidates is management consulting and investment banking. Now, they are very popular for two reasons. One, they both do pay well. For management consulting, you would expect to make somewhere between 200 and 220K per year, first year out of school. And then for investment banking, you would expect to make somewhere around 300K, split 50-50 salary and year-end bonus. So you could see that they do pay well, and that's one of the main reasons. The second main reason is that you get a lot of great experience that is then super valuable for your career down the line. Now, while these are positives, there's some negatives about these two industries. One, it's very competitive. So to get into management consulting or investment banking, you have to go through a lot of networking with the recruiters and people that work at those firms or companies. And then you not only have to get an interview, but you also have to excel and do really well in those interviews. And for management consulting, for example, you have to do what's called a case study. And to prep for a case, people spend, somewhere between 3 to 6 months just so that they can be very comfortable doing those cases. So it's very competitive. And the second piece that I would say that's important about these two is the brutal hours that you put in once you become a management consultant or an investment banker. For management consulting, you have to be on the road from Monday through Thursday, pretty much every week of the year. And you spend that time at a client site, and you spend that time in the hotel, and then you come back Friday through Sunday. You spend at home or whatever you want to travel, and then that restarts the next week. Now, for investment banking, you don't travel, but you put a lot of hours in the office. So those are the first two main industries people get into. Now, the third one that is very popular right now is the tech industry. And now you might say, if I'm getting an MBA, why would I want to get into tech? Well, when I say tech, it really means technology, tech company, right? It doesn't mean that you have to be technical in a tech field. For example, for me, I got into sales, and I zero regrets on that. I absolutely love sales, and being an MBA helps me a lot when I speak with customers, and the way I structure the problems and the way I do problem solving. All of that came from my MBA experience, and that's very much appreciated. So sales is one career path within technology. It could also be product management. It could be product marketing. All of these are also great for MBAs. And if you're passionate about technology, it's a great industry to get into. Now, it doesn't pay as well as the first two that I talked about, but it's still a very solid choice, especially if you want to make a long career in technology. So tech is the third one. Now, the fourth industry is finance. And within finance, there's a lot of different branches of that. But essentially, if you love finance and you love working with numbers, and in some instances, you love working with clients, and if you want to get to a city that is finance heavy, like New York or Chicago, that might be a career path for you. You could get into trading, you could get into wealth management, or any other sub vertical within finance. It also pays well, and for a lot of MBAs, it's a good choice. You could be finance director, you could be finance manager in an industry, and that could be another great opportunity for you. So finance is the fourth one. Now, the fifth one is the startup world. And within startups, or should I say startup slash entrepreneurship, because that industry, unlike others, requires more risk. And it's not as popular as the other ones because you just spend all this money and time investing into your MBA, and now you have to go work at a startup or start your own company, and likely you're not going to make a lot of money right from the get-go. You might get good equity, and depending on the stage that the startup is in, but you're not going to make tons of money right from the get-go. And for some people, it's an interesting field. They are entrepreneurially driven, and they want to wear many hats, and they also want to dream about this upside. Maybe one day the company will be sold, maybe one day it will go IPO, and as a result, all this equity will then be converted to fortunes. So that's what some people do, and I highly respect that. I think that that's a great field. But if you compare it to others, it doesn't pay as well getting out of MBA. So those are the 5 industries that I see people getting into. Hopefully this was useful for you as you are planning to get your MBA, or if you are an MBA candidate today. Now, as promised, what I wanted to do is I wanted to share a short guide that I put together by taking all of the learnings from my experience going through recruiting and packaging it into one single guide. You can download it by going to mbajobsecrets.com, and it's free. So I hope that it makes impact and is useful for your career or your job search after an MBA. And again, thanks for sticking around. If you are new to this channel, consider subscribing below and hitting that bell button. That way you'll know exactly when I post new content, and I post weekly, and it's content around the topic of MBAs. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.